I probably would not have been a lawyer had it not been for LatinoJustice.
LatinoJustice is basically the community's lawyers. We are the lawyers for the Latino community throughout the United States.
There is no other group really like LatinoJustice, PRLDEF. It's been around for 40 years at the vanguard of Latino rights. It has taken on cases others won't, voting rights, employment law, housing, immigration, and has won those cases.
We're also very, very actively involved in making sure that we increase the number of individuals from Latino communities that want to become lawyers.
I interned here throughout my second year of law school. It was really the first time I saw the things I was learning in class being applied. Having that opportunity as a student really brought the law alive.
LatinoJustice is support.
LatinoJustice is power.
LatinoJustice is family.
LatinoJustice is commitment. It is a commitment to our community that goes back for 40 years. The Puerto Rican Legal Defense Fund, when it started, LatinoJustice today, very, very different in many ways. New York City at that time in the 1970s was the home of about 60% of the entire Puerto Rican population in the United States. Today, New York City is only the home for about a quarter or less of the entire Puerto Rican population in the United States.
I was one of the 3 founders of the Puerto Rican Legal Defense and Education Fund, PRLDEF.
I was one of the first 3 founders and the first chair of the board.
I was one of the founders and the first executive director of the Puerto Rican Legal Defense and Education Fund.
It really grew out of what was going on in the 60s, in the late 60s.
And it was in this climate that some young lawyers began to think about the fact that maybe we ought to create a legal organization that would defend the rights of Puerto Ricans, that would eliminate the obstacles, just as this was going on behalf of the African American community through the NAACP Legal Defense Fund.
There couldn't have been more than 30 lawyers in the state of New York admitted Puerto Ricans. So we knew there was a need for more lawyers who were more community-minded. It grew organically out of those experiences.
We then set about developing an organization that modeled itself after the NAACP Legal Defense Fund.
We worked with ASPIDA prior to there being a legal defense fund.
They were at the forefront of the efforts to improve education within the Puerto Rican Hispanic community. They ran into the wall of the educational system that did not recognize bilingual education.
Nothing like this happens because of 1 or 2 or 3 individuals. It's the difference between necessary and sufficient. None of us individually was sufficient. We were all necessary. I'm happy that I was one of the necessary players.
I'm very proud of the work of LatinoJustice, the fact that they've maintained the mission and the work for 40 years is an extraordinary achievement.
I've served in many roles in government. But when I talk to my friends about what it is that I've done that I feel so very good about, it is inevitably the fact that I helped to found the Puerto Rican Legal Defense Fund, the fact that I served as its leader on more than one occasion. That makes me feel very good. In fact, I think most of my friends, when they think about me, they don't think of me as the Secretary of State. They think about me as somebody who spent most of his life trying to ensure that we would have a legal organization that would represent the interests of our community.
LatinoJustice is steadfast.
LatinoJustice is tenacious.
LatinoJustice is a leader in our community.
LatinoJustice is vigilant, vital to make sure that the Latino community receives equal treatment across the board.
And Guardian is a very important case because it addressed the discriminatory nature of police exams, entrance examinations, and how they impact the ability of both African American and Latino candidates to become police members in the city of New York, a city as diverse as the city's always been.
What happened in the entry-level exam was that the amount of people that took the test, Hispanics, was around 18%. But when the cutoff grade was done, the actual percentage that actually was included in the passing rate was only about 2% or 3%.
We questioned whether or not the exam was a good barometer and whether it was tied to the necessity of that industry to continue to have it. We were successful in multiple ways. It went all the way to the Supreme Court, literally redefined how entrance examinations have to be constructed and tested to take away the discriminatory results.
At the time, we needed help. We needed a lot of help. And LatinoJustice was there for us. They were able to put the case together. They were able to take it to court. They were able to prove the discrimination of the testing.
LatinoJustice is advancement.
LatinoJustice is opportunity.
LatinoJustice is inspiring.
LatinoJustice is engagement. The work that we do every day is to provide the opportunity of the American dream.
The LatinoJustice Lawbound program was started to address a need to reach out to younger undergraduate students in our communities. We saw a demographic shift in the pre-law students that came to our office for help in the application process. And we realized that we needed to reach out to younger applicants because there was a lack of information at the college level so that they could be successful applicants once they decided to go to law school.
I was first introduced to LatinoJustice through the Lawbound program in 2008, an amazing program that I was able to see a reflection of me in those positions. Latino judges, Latino lawyers, people that look like me.
Lawbound is special to us because of the trends in demographics with Latinos in the profession. Unfortunately, there's only roughly about 2% of the partners right now, US, that are Latinos, and 4% that are associates. So clearly there is a strong need to make sure that more Latinos enter the profession, and Lawbound is an excellent way for us to provide and enrich the pipeline with Latino talent.
I think that the best way I've benefited from the program is through the step-by-step process that they take us, and not only just to getting more comfortable with whether or not we want to go to law school, but also what it means to go to law school. One of the guest speakers said, sometimes for a Latino person or a Hispanic person, going to law school itself means to go there for el pueblo, which means that you're going out there for your people. For me to be able to go to law school, and even more to an Ivy League law school, it would mean that if I can do it, everybody else can do it, and it just means a lot.
We believe, particularly at Cleary Gottlieb, that being a member of Lawbound and a sponsor of Lawbound will give us the opportunity to really engage the youth at a critical stage and really lay out to them a successful roadmap for them to follow from college to law school and hopefully to enter the legal profession.
LatinoJustice is fundamental.
LatinoJustice is equality in the 21st century.
LatinoJustice is patriotism.
LatinoJustice is the future. Latinos in this country need an organization to continue to ensure that their rights are protected.
As lawyers and as young lawyers, there's a lot we can do for our community. So I think, by helping LatinoJustice, whether it be through the education program or through the advocacy work, or just really getting your firms or your corporations to support LatinoJustice, there's so much work that they do that's important to our community. And even a little bit of time and effort will take the organization a long way. Lawyers who get involved in LatinoJustice also get to meet a tremendous amount of people who are involved in the community, whether it be judges, other lawyers, lawyers who are at corporations. It really is a network of individuals who are not only involved in the community, but are involved in the profession. So as a young lawyer, I think it's also a way to create those connections. The work of LatinoJustice is not only based on our individual efforts, but a lot of what's really important to sustaining the organization and all that it's done would not be possible without the support of individuals, corporations, firms, and foundations. Even though it's been 40 years since LatinoJustice was founded, some of the same issues that we face then continue to challenge our community. We have to continue to litigate the issues that are important, provide advocacy in the areas that face our community, and really educate our young lawyers. Because Our future is founded in our past, and we have to continue to build upon that and make sure that we evolve and challenge the issues that face us.
LatinoJustice PRLDEF has always focused on creating Latino and Latina lawyers and leaders across the country, and that's part of our mission and it's part of what we do. But this year we wanted to really focus on our advocacy part and our leadership component of our mission and our motto. So what we've done is that we've focused on our Youth Civic Engagement Network to create a leadership academy to really promote, engage, and empower our communities prior to litigation and after litigation as well. We really took on the challenge of addressing what 21st century movements will require and decided that we wanted to create 21st century leaders. This summer we had the wonderful opportunity of partnering with the Peapod Adobe Youth Voices Academy at Urban Arts Partnership. We were able to meet with the students and really think about issues that affect them. So what we'd like to present today is the work that the students did on Stop and Frisk. This is just a short trailer of the longer documentary that's going to come out this fall.
2011, New York City officers made 685,724 stops as a part of the Stop and Frisk policy.
88% were innocent.
The Stop and Frisk program is a feature of policing that is very well known in New York City.
Right, the police believe that Stop and Frisk is a necessary tool.
It's like they just stop the colored people, they don't stop white people.
It was controversial 44 years ago, which means it was controversial 54, 64 years ago. It's been a controversial policy for decades.
The majority of them are innocent of any charges, but they're being stopped in advance of committing any crime on the notion that by preventing crime in this manner, New York City will be safer.
Certain individuals, certain young people are repeatedly and sort of systematically criminalized.
Because they're alienated, they feel hostile and distant from the police.
So our hope for the video is that people will engage in dialogue, especially the youth. This is something that really impacts them, and we want them to really engage and be able to talk about what a possible solution would be for them.
LatinoJustice.
LatinoJustice. LatinoJustice.
The most important observation about the relevance of PRLDEF today is that it is no longer PRLDEF. It is now LatinoJustice PRLDEF.
LatinoJustice PRLDEF.